You probably think that waking up at 2 a.m. to use the bathroom is just a simple bladder issue. But what if I told you that for millions of us, the real cause has almost nothing to do with your bladder, and that the very myths we believe are actually trapping us in a cycle of sleepless nights? It's incredibly frustrating, isn't it? You follow all the rules, yet that familiar urge still wakes you up like clockwork, robbing you of your energy. The truth is, this problem often isn't about a weak bladder. It's your body sending you a signal about deeper issues, things like hormonal shifts, blood sugar fluctuations, and even hidden stress on your heart. In this video, we are going to shatter the 5 biggest myths about nighttime awakenings that I, and maybe you, once believed. And you absolutely need to hear the number 1 myth we're going to bust, because ignoring it could mean you're missing a critical warning sign from your body about your long-term health. So stay with me until the very end, because the knowledge you gain could be the most important health discovery you make this year. And before we dive in, if you're ready to finally understand what's really going on and reclaim your sleep, please smash that like button right now. It's a small click for you, but it truly helps our message reach more wonderful people who need this information. Also, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our vital health tips. And finally, drop a comment below and tell us where you're watching from. I absolutely love connecting with our global health family. So, the problem isn't just about getting old, it's about unlearning the myths that keep us stuck. Let's break down the 5 biggest myths that are standing between you and a full night's sleep. We'll start with the most common piece of advice and work our way down to the most dangerously misleading one at the very end. Myth number 5, the just drink less fallacy. This is the first thing everyone says, the classic advice from friends, family, even some doctors. Oh, you're waking up at night, just stop drinking water after 6 p.m. It seems so logical. Less fluid in equals less fluid out. So you try it. You endure a dry mouth, you go to bed thirsty, hoping this is the magic bullet. And for so many of us, it does absolutely nothing. You still wake up. This myth is so persistent because it completely ignores the powerful hormonal system that's actually in control of your nighttime water balance. The real science is fascinating. Your body produces a crucial hormone called vasopressin, or antidiuretic hormone, ADH for short. You can think of vasopressin as the master night watchman for your kidneys. During the day, he's mostly on a break, letting your body flush out toxins. But as night falls, he's supposed to report for duty. His job is to tell the kidneys, "All right, team, time to slow down production. Let's conserve water and concentrate the urine until morning so our owner can get deep, restorative sleep." This is the biological mechanism that allows healthy people to sleep for 7 to 8 hours without interruption. The problem is, for various reasons including age and lifestyle, our bodies often produce less vasopressin at night. The night watchman gets sleepy on the job, so even if you drink less water, your kidneys don't receive that strong signal to slow down. They just keep filtering at a daytime pace. But that's only half the story. The other huge factor is osmotic diuresis. This is a technical term for when there are excess substances in your blood, like glucose from a high-carb meal or sodium from a salty one that your body needs to get rid of. These particles act like little sponges, pulling extra water from your body's tissues into your urine to be flushed out. This process will override your drink less strategy every single time. Your body's need to balance its internal chemistry is more powerful than your attempt to limit fluid. This isn't just a theory. A 2017 study in the journal Urology explored the complex causes of nocturia, highlighting that it's a multifactorial issue. The research confirmed that it involves not just fluid intake, but also bladder capacity and, critically, nocturnal polyuria, which is the overproduction of urine at night, often driven by these very hormonal and metabolic factors we're discussing. So, what's the actionable how-to? It's not about drinking less, it's about drinking smarter. The key is to front-load your hydration. Drink the majority of your water in the morning and early afternoon. This ensures your body is fully hydrated without forcing you to play catch-up later. Then, about 60 to 90 minutes before bed, if you are thirsty, have a very small glass of water. We're talking 4 to 5 ounces, or about 120-150 milliliters. And here's the crucial pro tip. Add a tiny pinch of natural sea salt or a high-quality electrolyte powder. The sodium and other minerals help your body's sodium-potassium pumps to pull that water into your cells, hydrating you more effectively, rather than letting it just pass right through you into the bladder. It's about absorption, not just volume. Have you been stuck on the just drink less hamster wheel? How did it work out for you? Share your experience in the comments below. Myth number 4. The "it's just age" excuse. This myth is perhaps the most destructive because it steals our power. It's the one that makes us feel completely helpless. You mention your sleep troubles, and someone inevitably shrugs and says, "Well, what do you expect? You're not a kid anymore." We hear this so often that we internalize it. We start to believe that poor sleep is an unavoidable sentence of aging, like wrinkles. But this is a fundamentally wrong mindset. While age is certainly a risk factor, it is not a verdict. There are specific age-related changes happening, but the beautiful thing is that many of them are things we can actively manage, improve, and even reverse. Let's look at the specific science. What is actually happening as we get older? First, as we just discussed, the nocturnal peak of vasopressin production can flatten out. Second, the bladder muscle itself, called the detrusor muscle, can become more overactive or irritable. It can start sending "I need to go" signals to your brain with more urgency, even when it isn't truly full. Third, for both men and women, the pelvic floor muscles, which act as a vital support sling for the bladder and urethra, can weaken. A weaker pelvic floor means less structural support and less control, making you feel the urge to go more frequently. And of course, for men, an enlarging prostate can put physical pressure on the bladder, which is a very common mechanical issue. Believing it's just age is a trap, because it stops you from addressing these specific, fixable problems. It's like having a car with low tire pressure and deciding, well, it's an old car, that's what they do, instead of just putting air in the tires. A 2019 review published in the Journal of Clinical Medicine powerfully stated that while the prevalence of nocturia increases with age, it should be treated as a medical condition, not an inevitable consequence of aging. The researchers highlighted a variety of effective interventions, from behavioral therapy to targeted exercises. So, here's the empowering how-to to fight back. First, start strengthening your pelvic floor. These are called Kegel exercises, and they are just as important for men as they are for women. To find the right muscles, the next time you urinate, try to stop or slow the flow for a second. Those are the muscles. Don't make a habit of doing it while urinating, just to identify them. Then, at any time during your day, you can contract those muscles, hold for a count of 5, and release for a count of 5. Crucially, breathe normally while you do this. Don't hold your breath. And make sure your buttock and thigh muscles stay relaxed. Aim for a set of 10-15 repetitions, 3 times a day. Second, be proactive with your doctor. Men, get your prostate checked. Everyone, ask about bladder retraining techniques. It's about taking control, not surrendering to a number on your birth certificate. Do you feel like you've sometimes used age as a reason not to address a health issue? It's an easy trap to fall into. Let me know your honest thoughts. Myth number 3, the just-in-case bathroom trip. This is a sneaky behavioral trap that millions of us fall into without even realizing it. The scenario is classic. You wake up at 3 a.m. Maybe it was a sound, or you just naturally surfaced from a sleep cycle. You don't have a strong, urgent need to go to the bathroom, but the thought pops into your head, well, I'm awake anyway. I might as well go now just in case, so I don't have to get up again later. It sounds so logical, so proactive. But what you're actually doing is training your brain and your bladder to wake up at that exact time, every single night. You are unintentionally reinforcing the very problem you want to solve. Let's break down the neurology and physiology. Your body is a creature of habit, running on powerful cycles and conditioned responses. When you repeatedly wake up at 3 a.m. and immediately reward that awakening with a trip to the bathroom, your brain forges a powerful neurological connection. 3 a.m. equals wake up and pee. Your bladder also gets conditioned. Think of your bladder as a smart, muscular balloon. A healthy adult bladder is designed to stretch and comfortably hold 12 to 16 ounces of urine. But if you constantly empty it when it only has 3 or 4 ounces in it, it learns that it doesn't need to stretch. its functional capacity shrinks. It becomes more sensitive and will start screaming, "I'm full," at much lower volumes. You are literally creating your own overactive bladder through a well-intentioned but misguided habit. The scientific proof for this lies in the gold standard treatment for overactive bladder retraining. A comprehensive review in a 2012 edition of the Open Access Journal of Urology detailed the stunning success of this behavioral therapy. The entire principle of bladder retraining is to systematically break the just-in-case habit. Patients are taught to resist the first urge to go and gradually increase the time between bathroom visits, teaching the bladder to hold more urine and breaking that conditioned brain-bladder feedback loop. This proves that the connection is a trainable one. So, here is the clear how-to for breaking this destructive habit. The next time you wake up in the middle of the night, you must pause, lie still, do a mental check-in. Ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do I need to go? Is this a 9 or 10, a true emergency? Or is it a 3 or 4, just a slight feeling, a just-in-case thought? If the urge isn't overwhelming, your job is to resist it. Try to fall back asleep. Use slow, deep breathing to calm your nervous system. Tell yourself that you are in control. Your goal is to see if you can make it another hour, or even until morning. The first few nights might feel challenging, but by consistently doing this, you will break that conditioned response and reclaim your brain and your bladder. Is the just-in-case trip something you've done? Be honest. I know I'm guilty of it. Share in the comments if this is a habit you recognize in yourself. Myth number 2. The supplements are a waste of money belief. There's a deep well of skepticism around supplements, and frankly, much of it is earned. The market is full of junk products making outlandish promises. This leads many smart people to conclude that all supplements are just expensive scams. We think, people didn't take this stuff 100 years ago and they were fine. We dismiss it as a modern fad, but rejecting all supplements is like saying all food is junk food. It's not true. The reality is, there are specific, well-researched compounds that can address the deep-root physiological causes of your nighttime awakenings. This isn't about magic pills. It's about giving your body targeted nutritional tools that it may be lacking. Let's get laser-focused with the science. One of the most critical minerals for both sleep and muscle function is magnesium. Modern farming practices have depleted many soils of this key nutrient, and it's estimated that a huge portion of the population, perhaps up to 75% of Americans, are deficient. Magnesium is a cofactor in over 300 biochemical reactions. For our purpose, it's a master muscle relaxant. This includes the detrusor muscle of the bladder wall. A calmer, less twitchy bladder muscle means fewer false alarms at night. Magnesium also regulates the nervous system and is essential for the calming neurotransmitter GABA, which is like a brake pedal for a racing mind. Another powerhouse is the simple amino acid glycine. When taken before bed, studies show glycine helps lower your core body temperature. This slight drop in temperature is a critical biological trigger that signals your brain to transition into deep, restorative sleep. And this isn't just wishful thinking, there's strong science. A robust 2018 double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences investigated the effect of magnesium supplementation on insomnia in older adults. The results were undeniable. The group taking magnesium saw significant improvements in sleep time, sleep efficiency, and reductions in nighttime awakenings compared to the placebo group. Likewise, research on glycine, such as a study from the journal Sleep and Biological Rhythms, found that subjects taking glycine before bed reported feeling significantly less fatigue and more clear-headed the next day, a direct indicator of improved sleep quality. So, here is the practical how-to, if you're open to exploring it. First, always consult with your trusted healthcare provider, especially if you have kidney issues or are on other medications, as minerals can have interactions. If you get the all clear, consider adding a magnesium supplement. Look for a highly absorbable form like magnesium glycinate or citrate. Magnesium oxide, the cheapest form, is poorly absorbed. A standard starting dose is around 200 to 400 milligrams taken in the evening. For glycine, it often comes as a powder. A dose of about 3 grams mixed in a small amount of water an hour before bed can be incredibly effective. Look for brands that are third-party tested to ensure purity and potency. This is about using specific evidence-based nutrients to support your body's natural processes. What's your stance on supplements for sleep? Have you ever tried magnesium or heard of glycine? I'd love to hear your story in the comments. And now, we arrive at the number one myth. The one that is not only destroying your sleep, but could be masking a far more serious threat to your health. Myth number one. The "if there's no pain, everything's fine" assumption. This is without a doubt the most dangerous myth of all. As humans, we are wired to use pain as our primary health gauge. If a knee hurts, we know something is wrong. If a tooth aches, we go to the dentist. But when it comes to waking up to urinate, because there's usually no pain, we relegate it to the category of annoyance. We call it an inconvenience, a quirk of getting older, a simple plumbing issue. But what your body might actually be doing is sending you a quiet, painless, but incredibly urgent warning signal about a serious underlying condition. Nocturia is often not the disease, it is the smoke alarm for a fire happening somewhere else in your body. Let's explore the critical, life-saving science here. There are two major health conditions for which frequent nighttime urination is a classic early warning sign. The first is undiagnosed type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. When your blood sugar is chronically high, your body frantically tries to get rid of the excess glucose through the urine. This is that osmotic diuresis we mentioned, but on a systemic level. The glucose pulls huge amounts of water with it, leading to excessive urination that doesn't care if you're asleep. The second, and most profoundly overlooked condition, is obstructive sleep apnea, OSA. This is where you repeatedly stop breathing for brief periods all night long. When you stop breathing, your oxygen levels plummet and the pressure inside your chest cavity skyrockets. This creates a state of acute emergency for your heart. In response, your heart's atrial chambers release a powerful hormone called atrial natriuretic peptide, or ANP. ANP's job is to sound a 5-alarm fire bell to your kidneys, ordering them to dump sodium and water immediately to lower your blood volume and reduce the strain on the heart. So, you wake up with a sudden, overwhelming urge to go. You think you woke up because you had to pee, but the truth is you had to pee because you stopped breathing and your body thought it was having a cardiovascular crisis. The evidence linking nocturia to these conditions is overwhelming. A landmark study in the Journal of the American Heart Association in 2021 found that nocturia was a significant independent predictor of future hypertension and major cardiovascular events. The researchers pleaded with doctors to see nocturia not as a trivial complaint, but as a vital sign for heart health. Similarly, countless studies in sleep medicine journals show that a massive percentage of patients complaining of nocturia are later diagnosed with sleep apnea, and that when they begin treatment with a CPAP machine, their nocturia is often drastically reduced or completely eliminated. Here is the life-saving how-to. If you are waking up 2 or more times a night to urinate, please do not ignore it. At your next doctor's appointment, you must be your own advocate. Don't just say, "I'm getting up at night." Say this: "Doctor, I am concerned about my nocturia, and I would like to be screened for the underlying causes. Can we please check my hemoglobin A1C to look for prediabetes? And can we discuss my risk for sleep apnea?" Key signs of sleep apnea to mention are loud snoring, waking up gasping, morning headaches, or severe daytime sleepiness. Taking this single step isn't just about your sleep, it could literally save your life. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This is great, but if I try to implement these strategies, won't I still have to get up all the time? Don't worry, it's not about just adding things without a clear plan. Here are 5 simple rules to ensure your nighttime routine helps you, not hurts you. Rule number 1, volume. Keep any pre-bed drink to a maximum of 5 to 6 ounces, about 150 milliliters. Think small teacup, not big mug. Rule number 2, timing. Have this small drink at least 60 to 90 minutes before your head hits the pillow. Give your body time to process. Rule number 3, content. Ensure your drink is non-diuretic, no caffeine, alcohol, or sugar. Rule number 4, the final empty. Make going to the bathroom the absolute last thing you do before you get into bed. This starts you with an empty tank. Rule number 5, consistency. Stick with this routine every single night. Creating a predictable pattern is key to retraining your body's rhythms for uninterrupted sleep. So my friends, today we talked about much more than just peeing at night. We talked about how to dismantle the myths that hold us captive. We talked about using small, wise, science-backed steps to reclaim the deep, restorative sleep that you truly and fundamentally deserve. This is about taking back your nights so you can live your days to the fullest, waking up feeling refreshed and clear, not groggy and defeated. I'm not asking you to overhaul your entire life overnight. That leads to burnout. I'm asking you to take one small, manageable step. Pick the one myth from this video that was a real light bulb moment for you, the one that made you say, "That's me," and just focus on that. Maybe your step is simply to resist that just-in-case urge tonight. Maybe it's to order some magnesium glycinate, or maybe it's to schedule that vital doctor's appointment. I want you to try it as an experiment. Track it for just 3 nights. Just make a little note in a journal or on your phone each morning. See what happens. Which myth will you tackle first? Let me know your choice in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video gave you a sense of hope, just type the word hope in the comments below. It's a powerful way to encourage our whole community. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications so we can continue this essential health journey together. Take care, may your nights be quiet, your sleep be deep, and your mornings bright. I'll see you in the next video.